As the old saying goes, there never seems to be enough hours in the day. And for many teachers, this couldn't be truer. When it comes to covering all the necessary material, staying on top of grading, managing a classroom full of students at all different levels, it's no surprise that so many teachers may feel like they are constantly racing against the clock. This is particularly true for those who feel like they don't have enough time to fit everything into their schedule and teach what needs to be taught. Can you relate? You know that your math block needs a change. You realize that whole group instruction isn't helping you bridge the gaps that your students need. You want to try guided math, but you just don't see how you can squeeze it in with your already jam-packed schedule. And honestly, the thought of trying to fit in small groups when you might only have 45 minutes to teach math puts all sorts of doubts into your mind. Maybe you have more time than that, but you just feel lost on where you're supposed to get started. And if you're like most teachers out there, you are constantly feeling like there just isn't enough time to teach all the things that your curriculum requires you to teach. Does any of this sound familiar to you? You are committed to ensuring that every student in your math class receives the support that they need to succeed. However, the idea of implementing a system that can effectively address each student's unique needs might seem like an unattainable goal. Or maybe your administration is telling you to teach small groups, but they're not providing you with any training at all. And even though you're already completely maxed out, you are left to figure it out on your own instead. But here's the thing. With a well-structured guided math schedule, tailored to fit the specific needs of each student, you can help them achieve their full potential and thrive in the classroom. Hey y'all, I'm Marcy, the teacher author behind SaddleUpForSecondGrade.com, and I have been in your shoes. When I started teaching over a decade ago, teaching was a lot different, and I will never forget the day that I was hired to teach only second grade math. It was my second year teaching, and I'm going to be honest, I was terrified because you see, I was that kid who struggled with math growing up. I was the kid who had to take 2 remedial algebra classes in college before I could take college algebra. Now, I know that that's not exactly the same as second grade math, but the anxiety for me was all the same. I decided to face my fear and accept the position. And what I discovered, though, was that I love teaching math because I found that since I could relate to student struggles, I was able to find ways to break things down so much easier. And here I am, almost 9 years after that experience. I'm a curriculum creator, an educational consultant, and I'm a national speaker. Now, I tend to get off track, so let's get back to my math journey. So, one day after school, my administrator walks into my room and says, "Hey, Marcy, you're doing great, but we want you to teach math centers." And at that particular time, I really had no idea what they were talking about. They sent me to a half-a-day training at my local service center, and I thought that what I learned was great. It was going to help me differentiate my instruction. My kids really loved games, so I really thought that I could just go and do it. I am here to tell you that that did not work. I thought I could just run off some file folder games from the mailbox magazines. Anybody remember those? And that my kids would just play them while I pulled kids to the small group table. Oh boy, was I wrong. I had no plan, I had no schedule, and I had no idea where to start. You name it, I tried it. And I felt like I tried all the tricks and nothing worked. But you see, I can be pretty stubborn and I refuse to give up. And so this is something that I really wanted to figure out. And it was through trial and lots of error that I developed a system that worked for me and my students with the guided math format. My students began to see growth that they had never seen before. A few years into my guided math journey, I had other teachers coming to me and they were asking me what my secret was. I really didn't have any secrets. I had to learn to go back to the basics and I had to make a few simple tweaks to my schedule and my classroom setup, and that's really kind of what changed everything. So I want to ask you a question. What would it feel like if you knew for sure that you could make a few simple changes to your math schedule to fit in small group lessons? It's essential to recognize that the benefits of the guided math system aren't just exclusive to one individual. In the past 5 years, I have had the privilege of working with many dedicated teachers just like you who were seeking effective ways to implement guided math into their classrooms. Through my guidance and support, these teachers were able to successfully integrate this system into their daily routines and achieve positive results for their students. And it doesn't matter if you're an experienced teacher or brand new to the field, this can work for you. So, if you're a 1st through 3rd grade math teacher, I promise to share with you how to be able to start implementing guided math right away. And I want to help you be the best teacher that you can be, and that is giving your students what they need most. And that is small group instruction. In fact, I might even help you take some work off of your plate instead. I would love for you to join my free virtual workshop, Making Time for Guided Math. I see way too many teachers posting inside my Facebook group or DMing me on Instagram about the struggles that they have trying to implement small groups, but they are just constantly spinning their wheels trying to figure it all out. They don't know how to fit it all into their day. And that's why I want you to join this workshop. Because you see, small group instruction is so important, especially now more than ever. And I want to help you grow as an educator by helping you become super intentional with your time during your math block with small group instruction. I always say that miracles happen at the small group table. It's where those light bulb moments that teachers live for occur. It doesn't matter how experienced you are or how cute your classroom looks. If you don't know how to set your math block up with a balanced schedule and a classroom management plan, the learning gaps, they're going to continue to be there no matter how hard you try. The best teachers out there are the ones who are willing to grow and adapt right along with their students. They know that education is constantly changing and know that whole group instruction isn't the best option anymore. Making Time for Guided Math will be your shortcut to mapping out your math block. Just click on any of the buttons on this page to grab your free ticket. Inside this free 45-minute workshop, I'm going to help 1st through 3rd grade teachers create an actionable plan to implement guided math without the stress and overwhelm of it all. It does not matter if you have 45 minutes or 90 minutes to teach math. It's absolutely possible to teach in the guided math framework. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know how to fit it all in, your instruction isn't going to get very far. Am I right? By the end of our time together, you'll have a schedule nailed down and you are going to be ready to go so that you can finally stop thinking about how to fit it all into your day and take actual actionable steps to start implementing small group instruction to meet the needs of all your students. And the best part is I'm going to be there helping you the entire step of the way. Now, normally to get this kind of professional development, you'd have to sit in a freezing cold room and in a really uncomfortable chair where the speaker reads off of a PowerPoint. And that's just not my jam. But because I so strongly believe that miracles can happen at the small group table, I want to help you get started and on the right track by giving you this opportunity, which is why I'm giving you full access to Making Time for Guided Math for free. You can complete this in the comfort of your own home. You can watch this training during your planning time or quickly after school. And I'm not done yet because I'm also going to throw in some really cool bonuses to help you implement everything that you learn in the workshop to take your instruction to the next level. You're going to receive a workbook that is perfect for note-taking, and it's going to include spots to jot down what you're learning and also includes a graphic organizer to help you map out your math block. I'll also be sharing the Ultimate Math Schedules Guide. This guide will show how several different teachers just like you have found the time for guided math with a 60-minute math block, a 75-minute math block, a 90-minute math block, and so much more. And last, but certainly not least, I'm also offering a 1-hour professional development certificate that you can turn into your administration for certification hours. Now, all you have to do is click on any of the buttons on this page to get signed up now and join Making Time for Guided Math for free. I hope that I'll see you inside.